Welcome back to the Fluffy Cow Studio. Thank you so much for popping in. If you're new, welcome. If you are returning, thank you so very much. I appreciate your support. Today we're going to be making some fun little crafts. I'm starting out with a little candle holder from a glass candle holder from the Dollar Tree, and I took that outside and I spray painted it gold. Then I took three um, styrofoam balls and I spray painted them white. I first of all put some Mod Podge on the top, painted them with Mod Podge. Then I spray painted them because I didn't want the spray paint or anything to melt them. I didn't know if it would or not. So to be safe, I just put Mod Podge on them and then I painted over them. And now I guess we're good to go get ready. Right here, I'm going to put some more Mod Podge on. And then I'm going to take my napkin. Maybe I already put my napkin on here. Oh, I lied. I put the Mod Podge on and then right now I was painting them white. Boy, I can't even tell what I'm doing. Isn't that bad? And now on the smaller one, I had two about the same, well, three about the same size and then one smaller one. And I think these were a 3 inch, maybe 3.5 inch, but I think more like 3 inch round styrofoam. I am fussy cutting my flower. It's a little rose, and I'm going to fussy cut it and then put it on my big one on the bottom and my little one on the top. And I'm just kind of, arranging it, putting uh, I think I put two of the bigger ones on each one of the sides, and then in between them I put a smaller one and some of the greenery, the leaves and things. And then I do one that has a pastel green, kind of like a sage green, um, plaid kind of napkin, and one with a pink and white stripe napkin. Then I Mod Podge and put them all on the balls. And I'm just, cutting it down to size and where I think it needs to be or where I want it to be, and then I just place it on. And then I'm taking some plastic saran wrap to kind of dab it on and make it nice and clean because it won't stick and rip your um, napkin. It'll just slide along there and it works really pretty good. And I'm just going to do this. I don't think I show it on all the other ones, but that's basically what I did. I did this one because this one is a little tougher, fussy cutting and sticking them in places. Then when I get them done, I will put the Mod Podge all over the top. And then I will put it aside to dry. But it looks like I'm still putting a few little napkin. I think this is where I put the greenery on. And am rubbing it, making it nice and smooth. Okay, and then this is the green checkered, and then I do a white. And with these ones, I just take and I'm just doing a roll at a time, so it kind of comes out a little more even than if I did it the whole thing. I can kind of put them where I want them to go and line them up so that they can go around and be all in sync with each other. And so that's why I do it this way, because that's a little easier for me to do it that way. And this right here is the longest part of this whole video. Just putting the Mod Podge on and putting the napkins and then rubbing it in. I'm using that plastic Saran wrap to wrap it down nice and neat. And then I'm going to put another piece on. I'm going to line it up so that it looks like it's one total piece when I get it done. Taking that plastic Saran wrap and rubbing over the top of it to get all the wrinkles out. Okay, once I get them all done, now I kind of messed up. I glued the bottom one down to the glass with E6000 glue to hold it, but the E6000 just kind of wanted to mount the styrofoam when I put the styrofoams together. So right here I'm putting a little bit of a dowel in. I don't know if I show that or not. And if you want to, it would be better to put a dowel all the way up. That way you can get it straighter. I did not do that this way, but I did just glue them all on, and then on that bottom one I did put a dowel and pushed them all down in. And now I'm just kind of gluing them to make them, they weren't really glued on too terribly tight. And this isn't really hot. I'm using my low heat on this because the high heat will definitely make it more melt, the foam melt. So I'm just keeping them and trying to use the low heat, low temp on this. And surprisingly, it all sticks pretty well. I did kind of chop or sand or cut a little bit of the tops and bottoms just to make them have a flatter surface so they would glue better. Okay, then when I get them done, I took a little piece of foam curler, and I took it outside and spray painted it, and then I glued it to the top with one of them foam glitter balls from the Dollar Tree, and then I glued that one on top of the little foam curler. Now I had spray painted some beads that I got from the 4th of July at Walmart last year, and I spray painted them gold, and I'm just gluing them in between each one of those styrofoam balls. did it in between each styrofoam ball, and then on the top I did it between the styrofoam ball and that little foam curler. And I don't know why I'm showing you me picking on those little annoying strings. But I did show you that. They annoy me. I do not like them little strings. Then when I get this all glued together, I take my hairdryer and melt all those strings so they're not hanging and, there's not excess. Okay, and that's all there is to it. Now I did take this outside and spray it with some high gloss spray paint, because I wanted it to have a more glossy look. And this is the project when it's done. Kind of like a little taupe prairie, is that what they're called? It's a little more high-end than what I'm used to, but that's okay, I still liked it. I made a little birdhouse to kind of go with it, but when I turned on my camera, apparently I don't know how it didn't record. So I skipped that one. I will show it to you at the end. And then I did another project that I put on here instead, so that it wouldn't be a real short film, and maybe I should have kept it short, I don't know. Okay, so now I have this little Dollar Tree truck. It's a little PFD board or PDF board, whatever. They were on sale for 25 cents. So I got me one of them, took it outside, spray painted it white with Rust-Oleum XX in the flat. And now I'm just Mod Podging this on. I think that I put... Oh no, I didn't. I was going to say, I think I put the... Yeah, I did. I put the Mod Podge on and let it dry, and now I'm putting the parchment paper over the top and ironing it on to make it nice and smooth. And I do the same thing with the top part. And if I can, fight with my cat, she likes to be in the middle of everything. She feels neglected, because we've had work and stuff, so she's been feeling a little bit neglected. So she wants to be everywhere I am. Now I'm taking some sandpaper and I'm just going over the edges. And I'm going around them tires, the bumper, in between the truck bed and the truck cab, and the window as well, and between the truck and the rack. And I'm just taking some scissors and cutting around the window, and now I'm sanding that down. Okay, then I am taking, I took some little cardboard, a little piece of cardboard, and traced a circle and then cut it out And now I'm just painting one pink, one yellow, one white, and one green. I only used the pink and white one. Okay, now while that is drying, I'm going to take some jute and I'm going to wrap it all the way around each one of those wood boards. And I'm just taking it around, and I have to kind of, when I get to where the boards meet, the middle one, I kind of do an X on there to cover up that little area. I just wanted to make sure I got it pretty good all the way around. I do not show you all of this, but I do show you doing the one board going up and down closest to the back end of the truck, and then the one on top going across. And it's basically the same thing all the way across both of the top one and the bottom one and the two in between, and the boards in between. I always remember these old trucks with my dad in his. I've said this before, but he'd always take his truck bed off and turn it into a flatbed. He did a lot of welding, and he built, the rack that you carry, we put the horses in, and he had the shorter rack, and then he had the flatbed. And it's just funny because I don't know why every time I do anything with these I think of them racks. And back in the day, it wasn't illegal to ride in the back of the truck. We'd be up there in the manger riding, and pretty dangerous now, but we survived it. Okay, now I'm going to take and put some Mod Podge over the top of my napkins now that I got all that done. And I did burn all the fuzzies off of the jute with my lighter. Now I have a little cowl that I made, or I got off of, I think it was Etsy. And then I'm just glued it to some cardboard, and then I cut it out, and then I Mod Podged over the top of it. And now I'm taking some cupcake cups, and I'm folding them first of all in half. Then I'm going to do them in quarters, and then I'm going to fold them in an eighth. So half, quarter, and eighth. Half, quarter, eighth. And I was running kind of low on these, so I only made one, and I realized it was turned out to be a lot bigger than it needed to be. Now I'm going to hot glue them, each one of them, all around that circle. And I'm going to go all the way to the end and just keep putting them on. Then I'll do a second row. Second row now. Gonna go around it. Ran out of some my petals, so I'm making some more. And I'm going to continue. Now I'm using the green ones in the middle, making a row of the third row will be the little green ones in there. I didn't have any white ones, so I used the green instead, since the truck was green. Then I'm going to give it a little haircut. And then I'm going to glue it on to the truck. And then I'm going to glue the cow on the truck too behind the little rack. Now I'm taking some black paint and I'm painting the tires. I end up giving that flower another little trim. I don't know if I show that or not. But I'm doing the tires on the inside where the hole is and on the outside rim as well. And I do 2 coats of this because for some reason it didn't want to go on too good with the white. And then I'm using some Folk Art metallic antique gold for the bumpers. And then I'm taking some of this paper that I spray painted my beads on, and I cut out 2 circles. And I'm going to, I'm just touching up some areas, and I don't know why I showed that, but there was just a couple places that I didn't like, so I just redid them. Okay, right here, I'm going to make some fenders to go on top of the tires. And I'm just going to cut it out. As you see, I used the tire for the bottom part of the fenders to kind of get my size that I wanted. And then I'm just going to keep kind of cutting and playing with it until I get it where I want it and how I like it. And then I will trace that one and use it for the other one. And I'm doing these ones with cardboard. I will paint these little fenders white, but only on one side. And I was just kind of looking to see which side needed to be the one that was painted white. And now I am going to take the little gold circles and I'm going to glue them in where the holes are for our little hub caps. Now I'm going to take some of them beads that I painted gold and I'm going to glue them around the inside of that tire. And then I will also glue them around the bumper. Oh, and I also do it on the grill to put it on the grill as well. Then I'm going to take, and I just put some Mod Podge on these, and I just put the little napkins on. I didn't iron these ones on, I just set them on. And then I clipped them around so I could glue them to the back and they would lay flat, and I did Mod Podge them and just glued them down so it covered that edge of the card. hell, I'm trying to get my do not disturb button on my phone. Okay, now that I got that done, I'm going to glue them on, and then the fenders on, and then I'm going to glue the beads along the bottom part of the truck. After those little fenders get dry, then I'll glue them on, and then I'll glue the beads going along the bottom. Now I'm going to take a golden marker, and I'm just going to draw lines around the windows, the fenders, and the door handle. Okay, now I'm going to take some Jenga blocks. I'm going to put one going up and down and one going across in the back, and they just weren't quite heavy enough, or that flower kind of made it kept tipping over. So I did glue a few of those glass vase fillers to hold them down. Now these are our final projects. I'm hoping that you liked them. I thought they turned out pretty cute. The birdhouse I didn't show because it didn't film, but the little truck, I love my little cow. I love my little fluffy cows. Gotta always have something with a fluffy cow. So we have our little spring truck, and we have our little topiary thing. I want to thank you guys all for popping in today. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button. I really appreciate your subscriptions and popping in to watch these videos. You guys are very, very awesome. I want you to know that you may be one person in this great big world, but to one person you may mean the world. So never doubt your value. You are very valuable. And I'm just going to let you sit here and watch these for a minute, and I would like to wish you all well, and I hope everything goes well for you. And you guys take care, and I will see you on the next one.